I used to work night shifts for a delivery company, and most of my routes took me through small towns and long, empty roads. One of those routes passed over Blackthorn Bridge, a narrow, rusted metal bridge that stretched above a slow, dark river. Locals avoided it after dark, but I didn't have a choice. The first night I crossed it, my supervisor warned me, half joking, "Whatever you do, don't stop on that bridge. Folks say the bride still walks there." I laughed it off. I'd heard worse stories. But the second week on that route, I stopped laughing. It was cold that night, the kind of cold that gets inside your clothes and sits against your bones. The roads were slick from earlier rain, and fog was rising from the river in thick waves. My truck rattled as I approached the bridge, the metal groaning under the weight even before I reached it. Halfway across, my headlights flickered. Then the truck stalled. The engine died with a rude jerk, and everything went dark except the dim amber glow of the dashboard lights. I muttered a curse, turned the key again. Nothing. Just an ugly click. I tried again. Still nothing. That's when I heard it. A soft, wet, dripping sound, like water falling from fabric. I rolled down the window a little to listen. Drip, drip, drip. I leaned out the window and looked toward the far end of the bridge. There was someone standing there, a woman in white, long dress, veil trailing across the metal floor, head bowed like she was praying. For a second, I thought it was some drunk girl or someone in trouble, but then the fog shifted, and the headlights flickered back on. Just for a moment, long enough for me to see her face. Her skin was pale gray. Her eyes were swollen and ringed with purple, like she'd been underwater for days. The lower part of her dress was dripping river water onto the bridge, leaving dark, wet footprints behind her. She lifted her head slowly, like her neck barely worked anymore. And she looked at me. Something icy crawled under my skin. Every instinct screamed, "Don't move." She started walking. But it wasn't normal walking. Her feet dragged, sliding across the bridge as though she was floating just an inch too close to the ground. I fumbled for the keys again, twisting them hard. Click, click. The engine refused to come alive. She drifted closer. Her veil fluttered, even though there was no wind. The dripping sound grew louder, echoing off the metal beams. Then she spoke. Not loudly, not clearly, but enough for me to hear every broken syllable. "Help me." My throat tightened. I couldn't speak. She reached the side of the truck and placed her hand on the window. Her fingers were wrinkled, pale and dripping river water. The glass frosted wherever she touched it. I couldn't breathe. Then she leaned in, her face inches from mine, and whispered, "Please, don't leave me." Something snapped inside me. I turned the key one last time, not even hoping anymore. The engine roared. The headlights surged back to life, flooding the bridge in blinding white. She vanished, not faded, not stepped back, just gone. Only a puddle of water remained where she had stood. I slammed the truck into gear and sped across the bridge, not slowing down until I reached a gas station miles away. I sat there shaking, soaked in sweat, heart punching against my ribs. When I finally told a local guy what happened, he didn't look surprised. He just sighed, sat down next to me, and said quietly, "You saw her, the bride." He told me the story, how a woman drowned on her wedding night after her carriage slipped off the bridge and sank into the river. They found her husband, but never found her body. Some nights, she wanders the bridge looking for someone to help her or take her place. I quit the route the next day, but here's the part that keeps me awake. 2 weeks later, my supervisor called me, confused. They found my old truck abandoned near the bridge. The driver's door was open, the seat was soaked, and on the inside of the windshield was a pale, wet handprint. Small, feminine, pressed hard enough to leave a smear of river water trailing down the glass, and written in that water, clear enough to read, was one single word: stay.